If you're new to the hi-hat pedal, check out this older video for beginners. Once you're done, come back here for some open hi-hat grooves. In this video, I'm going to talk about a certain hi-hat technique that a lot of drummers don't seem to acknowledge, or at the very least, do not put in the same category as some other hi-hat techniques. I'm calling it boots and cats. So there it is as an example. Obviously it involves an open hi-hat, that's very central to it. The boots in question is that bass drum, cats, snare. We have boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats and. So there it is. I'm going to talk about how to really get into it, how to learn the fundamentals. But before we do that, let's go to a previous edit of me changing my drum settings. Alrighty, so here's a peek of how it looks like behind my electric drum set, which I often film on. Over there is my acoustic. Here we are on the electric. So what I want to try to do is I want to get rid of this sound, right? I don't want people to hear me like opening and closing. I want the closed hat sound, and I want the open sound. I don't want this. So in real time, I'm going to go ahead and try to get rid of it. So let's see, I'm in user kit 1. No, that didn't do anything. Edit. I neglected to point the phone correctly, but I was fumbling around regardless. So basically what you want to do is once you're on the kit that you want to edit, you want to hit edit and then step on the hi-hat pedal. Hit edit again. That's going to bring you to volume. At that point, I use the plus and minus keys to lower the volume. And then I just spam the save button a bunch. So if you happen to have a Simmons SD600, that's how you do that. Okay, so let's talk about the OG, right? So a couple of things up front. You could play this groove this way. This also kind of works. You could even go. I think for the sake of simplicity and for my own preference, I'm going to hit the offbeat hats, and only the offbeat hats. So in other words, for the purpose of this video, I'm only going to hit the ands. I'm only going to hit the offbeat eighth notes. That's what my hi-hat's going to do. And so that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. It's pretty straightforward, right? You have bass and snare. I would suggest closing the hat on that snare drum. If you struggle with this, practice on the individual elements. Start here. Once you've got boots and, go ahead and work on cats and. Just like that, there we have it. Boots and, cats and. Let's level up. I want to work on now you can play this. I would suggest learning this first. So it's pretty simple, right? You step down, you step again while you're hitting the open hat. Yeah, I'd suggest working on this. Early on when you learn these things, don't worry about playing them fast. Play them slow first. Because you're playing it slow, hopefully, your right foot shouldn't get too tired too quickly. If it's too right foot intensive, try bringing that snare beat in. Beat 2. Sorry about that extra bass in there. As I mentioned before, master it slowly first, then work on getting it fast. In the short term, learn it slow. If you can learn it slow, you can finish drumming that day. It's okay. You worked hard, you did a lot. Here's one really messed up beat that I do. I learned that from Paramore's Crush, Crush, Crush. From, I want to say 2007? Let's go with that. Fun fact, the drummer was not doing that, but rather, he was just going, or even, and there was like some kind of drum machine kind of producer magic going on to produce that sound. I didn't know that when I was a teenager listening to it, so I just taught myself. If you want to learn it yourself, here's a step. So firstly, to simplify things, I want to focus on that second measure. You know what I'm talking about? The first measure, second measure. The second measure is the tough part, so we want to zoom in on that. So, you're going to want to step on that offbeat bass, and I think that's okay. You're going to want to step on that offbeat bass with your left foot. You can try and stop yourself, and you can step exclusively on the snare drum. It kind of breaks my brain a little bit, so I step with both feet right there, and I think that's fine. We're gonna take the snare drum away. Hopefully that makes things easier. Just like the other ones, just like most things, take it slow, speed it up. Here it is. Also, we're looping the first two beats first. Okay, I mostly played what was on screen. Make sure to play what's on screen. If you can, put that snare drum back. If you've made it this far, let's just do beats 1 through 4 of this measure. Okay, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it. Have a great day. Goodbye.